And welcome everybody to episode 52 of the HUSEC cast. The logo's here, but we're actually becoming the CyberSec cast. So if you were at the conference, you know that there's a lot of changes there. We got CYBR.SEC.CON now, and this podcast is going to stay the same as far as the same feed. You don't have to do anything crazy to change anything over. You don't have to do anything at all. It'll just keep coming back, but it'll be known as CyberSec cast, not HUSEC cast, staying in line with all of our other marketing and branding and company name and everything else. So
same to amazing hosts.
That is the thing that is not changing. You still get our two beautiful shining faces in your feed, or the dulcet tones of our voice if you only do the audio side of things. So nothing's changing. But so yeah, a lot of exciting things happen around here, Sam. But as usual, I'm really excited about our guests. It's a lot of a couple of guests that are different than who we normally talk to, right?
This is going to be a different podcast, and this is very, very exciting. It'll be a little bit of a change in pace.
Yep, it will. So Gianna and Maria from the Cybersecurity Marketing Society are going to be on with us today. Like we said, that's a different crowd than we're usually talking to, but this is a super fun episode. They're fun people to talk to. We've been on their podcast. They're on ours. We're giving them some same grief that they get, fun grief that they gave us on theirs. So it's a fun episode. So I'm excited to just jump in.
Yeah, no, I was and it's insightful, right? So for all those that probably aren't, for all of you listening and are part of the cybersecurity community, this is probably something you haven't really thought of much, which is great. I mean, it's good to get the word out. So
it is. Marketing is important, people. All right, let's jump in.
Let's go.
Sam, we've got a little bit of a different show today. I'm kind of excited about this. So what were we talking about this morning at breakfast when we were talking about this show, like why it's different?
Well, the big thing here is that we always talk with security professionals and the cyber side, the technical side of the house, like who's in the, everything from who's in the SOC, who's doing the strategy, all these really smart people. But there's a whole nother realm of cyber that doesn't get a spotlight. So today we're going to shed a little bit of light more on the side of marketing and sales and things that keep us in a job. Quite frankly, a lot of people don't realize, and I always say this, nothing happens until somebody sells something. So this whole piece will be a little interesting. So we're excited to have this conversation.
Yep. I have done a couple of marketing stints myself, technical marketing, albeit, but I've done it and I realize how difficult of a job it is. So very excited to have Gianna Whitver and Maria Velasquez here from the Cybersecurity Marketing Society. We have done their podcast. Now we're going to torture them for a little while on our podcast. It was a lot of fun being on y'all's podcast, by the way. So welcome.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. All right. So before we do that, as usual, we have to do a HUSEC.CON segment. Then once we get done with the HUSEC.CON segment, we will come back and talk to Gianna and Maria and get into everything there. So let's go to that. Man, we got a lot of stuff to get through on this one, Sam. So let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm not sure if this is a episode of mourning or of rebirth. I'm not sure exactly, but let's go through it. So HUSEC.CON, what a great event this year. We had over 3,000 attendees. We had over 100 speakers, over 100 volunteers. Thank you to all our volunteers and speakers, and 170 sponsors. And all of these folks helped make this the largest event we've ever had. So it was phenomenal.
Massive.
We also had the CPs. They were emailed out to attendees. So check your inbox, check your junk folder. There's also a survey in there. If you would please take a moment and just fill that out. Give us some feedback. Like that really helps us form what this thing's going to look like in the future, especially with the new format or the newer, larger, better event that we'll be going to. And just to remind everybody, HUSEC.CON is dead. And we are now rebirth as CyberSec.CON. So
just
same
like
thing, though. Yeah,
the king is dead. Long live the king.
Long live the king.
Dead,
exactly.
But yeah,
Exactly. And so, and to reinforce that, like, this is still going to be the same team, the same content type of stuff. We are still striving to make this a big, if you were in our opening introductory thing that you and I did, you'd see exactly what this whole premise is about. It's really structuring a build of something bigger and better that's really going to serve the community. So we are not going to go do away with that community vibe. It's going to keep doing that, but we're just expanding to a national audience. And that really benefits everybody, because we get more great intelligence in the room with us. We get more people that we can help outside the borders of Texas. So super, super excited about that. And so the other part, the CYBR.SEC.CON, we are going to be at the GRB again, September 15th through 16th of next year.
For those outside of Houston, GRB means George R. Brown Convention Center. It's the very large convention center in Houston.
Exactly.
So we can't speak in acronyms all the time that people just understand that.
Not anymore. Not anymore. The Houstonians know that, right? And so the call for papers for that will be in mid-2026. So keep your eye open. We usually do that around the May timeframe, and we usually leave that open for about 30 days. We do already have the sponsorship packages. They're up now. So if you want to reserve a spot, then, and there's benefits to being one of the first on deck. Although we have quite a few that have already signed up for next year as well. So that was great. And we had a really cool event there too that you're going to talk about, right?
Yep. So we've talked about this on a few. We've even interviewed Arthi and Ray talking about it. But Youth.SEC.CON, YOUTH.SEC.CON. Have trouble saying that. It was our first one. Massive hit. We had 70 students attend, and they were all massively curious and excited to be there. Had a really good time. Sam and I tried out our Gen Alpha slang, and it did not go over well.
It wasn't good.
We learned more about 6-7 than I ever wanted to know. But yeah, it was fantastic, man. The kids were really excited. We had a great time. We gave away a $1,000 Tab Cyber Foundation scholarship, and the young lady who won that was really excited. Her dad brought her there. He was excited, of course. Just great. She asked great questions. Just really, I was so excited to do that. So yeah, gave away that our first Youth.SEC.CON scholarship. We've given away a few of those, but that was the first time we did it at the conference. We're gonna grow this. We're gonna build it up. We're gonna bring on more students next year. And it's gonna remain free to those students and to schools who want to bring their kids along. So if you are a teacher that is interested in cybersecurity, you're interested in this. If you are a parent who's watching this and you've got a kid that's between 9th grade and 12th grade, and you want to bring them out next year, or maybe even get their school involved, let us know. Would love to have that conversation with you. We're looking for, this is one thing that we're trying to do here, is looking for corporate sponsors. Again, all of this will always be free. We want to try to get corporate sponsors, not just cybersecurity sponsors, like corporations, companies, anybody, individuals for all that matters, that want to help drive this effort with these kids and with these young people, and drive more excitement and help in cybersecurity. So yeah, great event. Thanks to Arthi and Ray and everybody else who helped with that. All right, Sam, now what about your baby?
Yeah, well, first, I'm so very proud of that part of the conference this year with Youth.SEC.CON. That was so incredible to see, and very, very exciting. So yeah, and hopefully we'll pull some of them into OTSEC.CON at some point, right? So OTSEC.CON, that's coming up, right? We're going to have, but this is a change. We're going to do 2 full days, and we are going to be at the GRB, otherwise known as the George R. Brown, right? And that'll be April 1st and 2nd, no joke, of this next year. So excited about that. We will have the call for papers that will open in December. So if you have content you'd like to share and be part of that, please keep that on your calendar. We will have it open through the end of December. And so that also, if you're sitting around Christmas and you have nothing to do or just need to get away from the family, you can go submit a paper, right? So, but we will have tickets on sale here later this year. Keep your eye open for that. and we have sponsorship packages now available. So we love your support. If you're looking to connect with folks that have industrial base and would like to be part of that, we welcome it. And also, lastly, I'd like to mention that we are really trying to get more field engineers here. So as a lot of folks that are listening to this are cyber folks, and you work for these energy companies that have industrial environments, bring those guys with you. Bring those people with you, because this is the opportunity to get everybody talking together and make that collaboration a whole lot easier.
Agreed. Yep. Well, excited for that growth. Love to see that, and having it moving up to that larger convention center, and where we're going to have more room and be able to grow that even more, is really exciting. If you saw our announcement at CYBR.SEC.CON this year, you'll know about this. If you didn't, we're really, really excited about this. We are partnering with Phil Wiley, and he is up in the Dallas area. We're going to be running a HackerCon, so CyberHackCon with him up in Dallas at the Plano Event Center. That's going to be on March 17th, 2026. So this is our first one. Not going to be a massive event. Well, maybe it will. I don't know. Maybe it'll go absolutely crazy. I would not be mad about that. But that's going to, like I said, be on March 17th. Tickets are going to go on sale later this year. Phil is really well known in the space. Obviously, just a guy who's, a lot of people know what he's done with Pen Tester Blueprint and all of his workshops and everything he's done. So excited to be partnered with him. He's been a friend of the conference for years and years and years and years and years. So we're excited to do this with him. The call for papers also should be open in December. So be on the lookout for that. And like all these other ones, we've got sponsorship packages available right now, ready to go. So let us know if you're interested in sponsoring that event. Again, Dallas Plano Event Center, March 17th, 2026. All right.
And that's more of a technical, deeper type of content across the board. So if you're doing the CFP, keep in mind, we're really looking for the deep depths of technical content for that one. And so just a different flavor, the more of a true HackerCon. So that'll be exciting too, to see how that works out. Sounds like there's already a lot of excitement around it. So, yeah. So, and then we have our CSC user group. So, CyberSec Community User Group. So, which we do every month, except for the month of CyberSec.CON or CyberSec.CON now, right? So new name, so same format, same location. We're going to be down at the Neutrality Data Centers in Houston. Next event will be on October 30th. And we will have Nivi Shirk, who's a business information security officer, that'll be presenting. And it's graciously sponsored by Cribble.
Yep. Excited about that. So like Sam says, new name, used to be HSC User Group, CyBR.SEC.CON, now CSC User Group, CyberSec Conference, CyberSec.CON, CyberSec Community. So really excited to keep doing those. We're not going to quit doing those. And because it's right close to Halloween, we might have some cool decorations. I don't know. Mary might do something even crazier than she always does. So she gets pretty excited when she gets
not the bad candy. I want the good candy, right?
You want the full candy bars,
big candy bars.
Yeah,
at least chocolate, at least some chocolate.
So. Not those little pieces. Yeah, I got you. Okay, well, a lot of new stuff going on. Final thing, CYBR.SEC.Media. Again, if you have not signed up for it, please go out to cybersecmedia.com. That's cyber without an E, because we're cool. cybersecmedia.com. Sign up for the newsletter. We just launched our first and new ebook. That's all around launching and sustaining your cybersecurity career. It's out right now, free to download. Go out and look for that. We'll include a link to that as well in the show notes. But go up and look at that. I see this conversation happening day in and day out. Either how do I launch, or how do I keep growing my career, sustaining it? So we've put out an ebook with just a lot of challenges these days in the job market in general, and cybersecurity is just there's a lot of challenges to it these days. So we want to help out with that. So that's a free ebook. Go download that and get signed up for that newsletter, so you'll get all the new stuff as we keep building that, because we're going to keep doing these ebooks and keep offering a lot of those for free. So okay, and we are back. So let's talk about Cyber Marketing Society. Let's talk about Gianna, Maria. Who wants to start talking about their background and what got them into this?
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in, not to jump the gun here, but yeah, so we started the Cybersecurity Marketing Society in March of 2020. What is it?
Cool.
Why did we start it? A few years before that, I had gotten my first role at a cybersecurity company. And it was honestly like being punched in the face a little. Like the learning curve was so steep.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking in acronyms. All the developers, I was begging for them to help us create content. Everything was super expensive. It was all trade shows. The buyers honestly were a little grumpy, as they should be. And it was tough as a marketer entering the industry to know how the heck to go to market properly. So my friend Maria Velasquez over here and I had met while we were both marketers at different cyber companies. I worked in threat intelligence. She was at a data diode company. And we would just call each other and be like, hey, how much are you spending on this? Or like, can you look at my CISO persona document? Things like that. And in March of 2020, we were just catching up on the phone. We'd been in the industry for a while, and it was like, wasn't that nice that we used to be able to just call each other and ask each other questions? Wasn't it cool that we could like share industry intelligence across the line and do better marketing as the result of our combined sort of peer mentorship? So we launched a Slack community. We invited 10 marketers in the industry, and those were our first 10 members of the Cybersecurity Marketing Society, which is a community for marketers in cybersecurity to connect, network, learn, upskill, and become the best marketers that they can be in cyber, so that we can all, on the business side of cyber, do a better job with marketing and selling quality security products and services and be part of the mission to keep the world a safer place.
I love that. That
Yeah.
was you've said that a few times.
Maybe.
That was really good.
She did leave out a little bit of drama in the story. I'll add that drama. I'll add the spiciness to the story. That phone call that Gianna mentioned, she forgot to mention that I was crying, sobbing, calling her, saying, why is this so hard? At the time, I had just joined an early stage startup, and I was the first marketing hire, turning the lights on, everything. And so it was my first startup experience, and it was definitely a punch in the face. And that was kind of the phone call that started it all. I'm like, I am miserable here. I thought I was good, but I am learning that this is so difficult. And you start to get that imposter syndrome and all the emotions that come with that. And so it was really nice to kind of like hear on the other side of the phone that I get it, I know what you're going through, and by the way, why don't we just start this? And so yeah, that's the drama piece to the origin story.
I usually
Wait a
don't
minute.
talk about Maria crying.
Wait, are you saying that imposter syndrome also exists on your side of the fence? Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a crazy revelation for folks, right? I'm being a little sarcastic here, but we often talk about that. I mean, I do a lot of the speaker engagement at CYBR.SEC.CON, and we see a lot. I mean, a lot of folks are, hey, are the audience going to get it? Like, a lot of folks have that imposter syndrome, which they shouldn't have. Everybody starts somewhere, right? Which leads me to my next question. And Maria, maybe you can start here. What got you into this? Like, what was your path into where you're at today?
Gosh, that path is definitely unconventional. I mean, if we go back all the way to college, I was doing political science. I wanted to go to law school. This is definitely, not planned. But after college, obviously, the job market is tough. I was working also at the same university where I studied, and I got a chance to do my master's in PR and communications. And that's kind of how I got into marketing. I got a job working for a local software company here. And I fell in love with the back end, the backbone, I call it, of marketing, which is the infrastructure, the marketing automation platform, and setting up the infrastructure for the marketing team to actually do work. And that was that. The rest is history. I got into cyber by chance, really. It was a local company that gave me a chance to turn the company around and kind of create a fresh brand and get it out of the 1920s.
The 20s.
Wow. Like Mad Men era here. Like, yeah.
Yes, yes,
You
that
had
was
to secure those
literally
abacuses back then, you know? It's something really
yes.
important.
Yes, but it was so fun, and it was kind of like a, an MBA into cybersecurity marketing, right? You're going into a brand that is sure has been around for a while, but is unknown within the industry, and you take on that challenge to bring it to life through marketing programs and brand and look and feel and webinars, that sort of thing. So that's the path. And once I was in, I think you get the bug, and you stay for life.
Very cool. What about you, Gianna?
I have a very somewhat similar story to Maria in that it was also completely random. My entry into cyber, I was working for South by Southwest Pitch, helping them find interesting startups to like pitch on stage, and one of them was this like cybersecurity company because they had a cyber track that year, and it was like, wow, I'm a layperson, right? I've worked in tech, worked in real estate, done regular jobs, and we've done marketing there. But how cool, cybersecurity! I know that you're supposed to have a strong password. That was like the extent of my knowledge. Like,
That's better than a lot of people.
so,
Password 123.
exactly. No, put an exclamation point at the end. So I had reached out to a Maryland-based threat intelligence company. I had said, hey, you guys are a startup. You fit the criteria for South by Pitch. Why don't you apply to pitch? And they actually got in, and they got to go on stage in front of this big room full of like investors and reporters and all sorts of interesting folks at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And afterwards I went up to them. I said, hey, do you need any marketing help? And they said, maybe. And then what I did was I emailed their chief strategy officer every 2 weeks to the next 4 months until they gave me a job.
There you go.
And when I say, and that was my foray into the industry, right? Like I'd worked at IBM, done some tech marketing, software, middleware, servers, like some technical-ish stuff. But coming into cyber was so different. And that imposter syndrome, like Maria said, was super real. And it took me a really long time to kind of get the learning curve, get to that top of that curve. It took me months and months and months and months. And I was like, why is this not working? What am I doing wrong? I've marketed before, but this industry is so different that my strategies are not really working as well. And but I stuck through it. I stuck through it with the help of Maria and other peers in the industry from our community. And now Maria and I both work full time on the Cybersecurity Marketing Society, which is the group, the membership org. We have about 4,000 members from 1,600 security companies, and our job every day is to help our members be successful however we can.
That's awesome. Well, that leads to a question I had thought of earlier, and I think this is a really good segue into it. So what do you see as being fundamentally different in the cyber side? Like why was Maria crying? Right? Not really, but like what's the difference between the traditional tech or just even traditional marketing versus cyber? Are the people who are the buyers like more cynical? Are they more, what how do you roll that up?
I would
Yeah.
definitely say that they're skeptical. And Maria, I know you're going to jump in and say the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, skeptical, and I think intimidating too, because a lot of us on the marketing side don't really come from a technical background. We don't have, computer science degrees, or we're not hackers at 14. It's just a whole nother world. And I think obviously cybersecurity, any security program is massive, right? You have all kinds of functions and disciplines within the program, and each one is its own like master's degree, if you will. And so imagine going into a company whose product actually serves maybe multiple use cases, multiple industries. And each industry comes with its own compliance stuff and special use cases. And so you have to like understand all of that, but then also be confident enough to create blogs and content and white papers and taglines on your homepage so you can get them to convert and tell you who they are and maybe be interested. Or how do you put together a tagline for an ad to stop them from scrolling in their feed and actually get them to click, which we also know they don't click on anything and they don't open emails.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So that's kind of like what makes it complex. I don't think it's impossible. I think we have a lot of brilliant marketers in the community that either were technical and became marketers, or were marketers and decided, you know what, I'm going to get very technical just because I also want to be the smartest one in the room. And that's why I think we're special. And I do say all the time that we should all kind of also walk around with hero capes, because we do contribute to that to that side of the world.
Yeah, when Maria was saying the depth of security categories too, like along with like a huge map of acronyms and technologies that all of a sudden you have to learn. Because if you want to market effectively, you have to know your product, your category, right? Is it SASE? Is it DAST? Is it DSPM or DPSM? I can't remember off the top of my head, right? CTEM. There's just an unlimited amount of acronyms and categories of product. And then really to market effectively, you should know where it fits in the broader landscape, right? So you have to learn all of this infrastructure without being a technical expert. And I will also say on that topic, so I had started my career in threat intelligence, and then I moved over to like an anti-malware company, which they have similarities, right? Threat intelligence and anti-malware are pretty linked, but I still had to learn a new product and learn really deeply how the product worked. And it's a highly technical product. So having to learn that whenever you make a change, it's not like, hey, we're selling, this thing to bankers and we're selling the same thing to bankers at another company. It's, hey, we're selling almost a completely different product almost every time you take a move in your career in cyber.
So do you have, and I know Lauren's in the background, but lurking and making sure we do the right things here. But what's interesting is she and I worked at a reseller a while back, and she had been in technical stuff, but in IT, but she had not been in cyber. She even had to learn the larger aspect because we worked with a bunch of different partners that covered a bunch of different areas. So do you have people in your in the Cyber Marketing Society that work like at VARs and not individual vendors as well?
Yes, we do. We have plenty of VARs also in the community. For anyone who's listening who's interested in joining our community, it is currently free to join. You go to Cybersecurity.Marketing.Society.com, and we accept folks from VARs, we accept folks from products and services firms, as well as GRC. We can put GRC into cyber. We're like a GRC is cyber group here.
I have no issue with that whatsoever.
You hear sometimes people are like GRC isn't cyber. It's like some other category, but we're like, come on in. You sell to the similar people.
But they still need it though. They still need it for when the board comes knocking and the audit comes knocking.
100%. 100%. No, it's great. I'm glad the umbrella is large for all of those people and learning all of that. It's really good to give that resource. It's just not, is there anything like this out there? Y'all are the only ones really doing this rolled up like this, right?
Yeah, I think we have gotten the trust of the community over the last 5 years since starting. So I think we are becoming the go-to resource, or we are the go-to resource for go-to-market and marketing in cybersecurity. And I think at our scale of 4,000 members at 1,600 companies, if there is another community, we're probably the largest. And what makes us different too is our absolute dedication to our members. So I didn't get to talk about this, but some of the things we do, along with our conference, Cyber Marketing Con, we also host 21 virtual meetups a month. We do educational webinars. We have training that will be coming out so that new to the industry folks, marketers who are new to cyber can learn about the industry, when they start their first cyber jobs. They get shorten that learning curve. We have a very robust careers department. We have a jobs board. We have resources, templates, articles, the podcast, right? We do everything we can for our members. And we are absolutely and wholeheartedly dedicated to our members. Their experience and their success is our North Star. And I think that is what has made us, kind of a leading community in the industry.
Yeah. Sam's probably getting chills here in the community stuff because we both are just so massively about the community and being community first, and then everything else comes following that. So we love hearing that. Sam, any follow up to that?
No, but separately, I'd like to know if you guys, like Michael and I, have the same wardrobe coordination, because you guys are both in green, and Farnham and I are wearing the black, which
Well,
isn't hard to catch us in black one
yeah,
day or
we're
another.
cyber.
No, I like
Cybersecurity.
that. Obviously, the community thing is important. And I was going to ask you, what are the things you do? But when you talk about community involvement, are you asking for members to step in also and provide, their own knowledge and share it, or what are the things that you ask of your members?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Oh, yeah. I mean, we do. I mean, we have a lot of our virtual meetups are led by members, right? Volunteers that say, I'll lead this monthly call, which is really cool to see. We've had members lead the charge and put together regional meetups in person, right? Find a restaurant and get a group of local marketers that live in the area, and they just come to us and tell us we want to do a meetup, and we'll help them kind of like put it together. Sometimes we even obviously cover the bill for the food and bev, and we get marketers together. And then for the conference, I think the majority of our agenda are members that submitted to speak, and that's content that we owe to them, and their willingness to take the time out of their busy life and not only submit to speak and submit some amazing sessions, but also come to the conference and be part of that and give back to the community, which is really cool to see.
yeah, I think that, Maria and I coming from the industry, and we created this community for us, right? I wanted to be able to talk to folks and be like, what are you doing? Like, we wanted to create almost an ISAC for marketers. So I think the fact that Maria and I, being security marketers ourselves, having started this, it has a completely different culture. It's an absolutely giving culture in the community. Our members are so kind and so nice and so friendly and so willing to help each other. Um, we have a fabulous, fabulous community culture, and that sort of permeates through everything else that we do. And I'll say also, like Maria said, our conference, majority of our speakers are full-time marketers at security products and services companies. It's not talking heads. It's not like famous people who don't really do work anymore. It is
Yeah, like Sam and
people.
me, we just don't. Yeah,
This is work, right? It's work talking to us. But it's folks who are doing the work in the community and doing work in the industry, doing great work. And another part of our mission and sort of part of our giving back to our speakers and to our community is highlighting folks, right? We have this big platform and we want to shine a light on the brilliant people doing the great work in the industry. And that's another thing that we do for folks and try to do for folks in our community.
yeah, that's. I want to ask you a question that may be a little bit of a generalization, but a lot of people look at cybersecurity technical professionals as a largely introverted crowd, and they look at marketing people as a largely extroverted crowd. Um, Again, that might be a generalization, but I think in large that's probably pretty close. What's the clash there? Like where, you're trying to get, because like I'll just say as an example, when I was doing technical marketing, Sam and I were talking this morning. We're both like kind of, what's the word? The in between introvert and extrovert. Sam, you said it this morning. Um, and ambivert. Yeah, like it's kind of like you're somewhere in between, right? So when I was doing technical marketing, I was always struggling with, because I couldn't write all of the stuff. I was trying to get people to write blogs, and I was trying to get people to get on webinars and trying to get them to do all of these things. And it was just it could be a struggle doing that within one company. It gets better when it's larger audience, but within one company. So do you see some of that same clash there? And you're like, look, I just need you to write something for 5 minutes, or I just need you to get on this thing for 5 minutes. I don't need, a ton. What do you, what kind of, and Maria, I'll put this up to you. What did you see there?
Absolutely. Although I'll start by saying that I am seeing more and more content creators come from the cybersecurity practitioner side. I think they are realizing how important it is to build your personal brand, or maybe even contribute to your company's brand by speaking at events and going on podcasts and maybe doing your own video series. So I'm starting to see that, which is really cool. Those are the people that you actually learn from, that are able to translate a lot of technical things into conversational type content. But I would say my secret sauce when I'm working at a company, I become best friends with that one subject matter expert that loves marketing. There's always that one person. They love what marketing does. They want to go to all the events. They want you to send them there. That's the person you want to become best friends with. That's your person to do what technical webinars with, to help you with certain technical pieces of content. Make a couple of those, because obviously one is not available. The other one could jump in, but I would go to those, and don't force the other ones to do marketing, that don't want to be on camera, that hate writing, that just want to be behind a computer screen. I've done that before. It just doesn't work. And then whatever output you get from them is just not authentic. It's not fun. It's not engaging. So go with the ones that like to be on camera instead of the other
That's a
side.
great point. Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully you have a founder or a CTO or a head of development or an SE, a sales engineer who could fill that role. And for folks who are willing to work with marketing but are maybe just shy but really want to help, I
Yeah.
found also getting bullet points from them and then writing something or creating something marketing creates and then shows it to them and says, "Hey, is this right? Is this accurate? Would you say, quickly review this? What do you think?" That's a way to help those folks, help those folks talk more and get their voice out more without a lot of pressure of like live speaking or having to do a lot of work with the rest of their job that they still have to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like it. So we obviously have our own motivations very clear here in this, from a vendor perspective, right? So technology, services, value added reseller, whatever, to get the marketing and the word out. But one of the things you mentioned, Maria, is seeing more practitioners come out and deliver content. I think we're seeing very much the same thing on the CYBR.SEC.CON side. And I think for me, my experience over the years, that's very exciting to see more of that, because I think as we age, well, this beard was a lot darker a couple of years ago. And Michael actually had hair at one point, but the reality is that they're going to age out and they're going to retire. And you can do one of two things. You can retire, sell off to the sunset and say, see ya, or you can leave the world a better place than you entered it. Right. And I think a lot of these folks that are doing that are exactly that attitude, which is absolutely fantastic. If you're willing to come up, share your knowledge and share, whether it's in marketing or you're a practitioner or whatever it is, it says volumes about that person in terms of what they're trying to do. It doesn't matter if they're introvert or extrovert, and yeah, it's better to have an extrovert in the sense of finding those people originally when you need marketing help. But generally speaking, I really like that view.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been great conversation, but it is time to make both of you extremely uncomfortable with this next game we're going to put on.
All right.
We-
I knew
really-
I was going to get to dance. Thank you. Finally.
No, not quite. Actually, that makes a good point for what we're talking about here.
Frame it. We got to frame it, right? So when we're on your podcast, right?
So we're going to blatantly steal from when we were on your podcast, and we're going to do the same thing, which is, if anybody doesn't know, if you ever get on their podcast, I don't know if I'm spoiling it. If people watch your podcast, they're going to know this. If you ever get on the cyber marketing podcast, Gianna and Maria do a little thing where they guess what you would have been had you not got into cybersecurity or whatever you're doing at that point. And it can't be like a podcast host, or it can't be something that's like immediately adjacent. It has to be something completely outside of that. I will say that Gianna tends to be kindly a little off the rails. Maria, I think, is more in, like logical on this. So I'm going to use that to inform what my guess is for what y'all would have done.
I love this.
I don't know where Sam is on this. Sam, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
Okay. Well, that's not fair, but okay. I want to start here.
Maria, this is just like our game.
This is what we sound like.
This is like the dynamic.
We are blatantly stealing. We're not going to do this for the rest of them. We just wanted to, give as good as we got on the last session when we were recording on your podcast. So I'm going to start with Maria. You almost kind of spoiled it because of what you said you were thinking about going for, but I had something that was kind of akin to that. I see you. What's that lady's name that goes in? Does it bring you joy? Lady where she goes in and organizes your house and says, throw the, you feel like a professional organizer to me. You absolutely do. Just, you feel like you would go into somebody's house and go, you don't need that. Does this bring you joy? You can keep that. Get rid of that. Your closet looks wonderful now. That's the vibe I'm getting. You just know how to organize stuff. I'm just feeling it. That's my guess for you. Gianna, I don't think this goes too far. I see you as being a stand-up comedian.
Oh, that's nice. I thought you were
Ooh.
gonna say I see you as the opposite of Maria. I see you as a hoarder who will just who owns
No.
a garbage dump.
I mean,
Well,
your
we can see your
background is
office
pretty
from here, you're
organized,
saying. Yeah.
but you're gregarious and funny, and you're quick with a word. I think you would be a good, and especially in today's world where they do the crowd, where they use the crowd a lot more. I think you could almost even be an insult comic if you really wanted to go
Oh,
there.
I don't like that. I don't like to
I
make
don't
people
think
feel
that's a
bad.
negative. Those are fun.
Okay.
Those are fun. I don't mean that negatively at all. So that's my two guesses. Now it's Sam's turn for his guesses.
I'm not going to be as in-depth thoughtful. I'm kind of going off of, very high level here, and I'll start with Maria too. Maria, I think you would be one of those travel influencers that are out
Ooh.
filming the world, going to different spots, and I could see that bright smile like blinding everybody on the on your TikTok videos that you post and things from the Colosseum
That's
in
a good
Rome
one.
or wherever you may end
I
up.
like it.
So that's my thought there. So, and a lot of what I do is based off body language and things like that from what I'm seeing. So thankfully we're not just on a microphone, but, so Gianna, for you, entirely different. I see you as a zookeeper.
Oh my
So
God.
having to, deal with all the different things that are happening in a zoo and keeping things on
Yeah.
track and
Have to yell at the rhinos.
and getting being able to occasionally pet an elephant or whatever,
See?
right?
That's why I think you would be a comedian. Yeah, that was perfect. That was hilarious.
was
Yeah,
really
it's a
good.
rhino.
Well, they're in the wrong area, I don't know. Like whatever zookeepers do.
In a way, she is kind of a zookeeper. We are pretty much kind of like
There you
running
go.
a
That's a
crazy
good
zoo.
point.
We do
There you
4,000 members, so like
Herding the cats,
yeah,
right?
All right.
That's what it is.
So Maria, how close were we? Which one was closer?
Gosh, I would say we were both super accurate, but what I would do for a living if I wasn't doing this, it wouldn't be neither, but I do love the travel one just because then I would get to eat a lot and I'm a massive foodie. Um but you're also right, Michael, because I do love to organize. I wish I had more time to organize. Things would be color coded, but I don't. Life is busy and I have two kids that do not keep things in the right place.
Yeah, chaos
But
on wheels. Yeah.
yes, but I do organize. Like if I'm at somebody's house who I'm very close to, like family or super close friend, I'll start reorganizing their fridge. I'm very big on like things in the fridge being super organized and in containers.
So okay, I'm going to declare me a winner, Sam. I'm sorry.
What?
Because she likes doing what I do, but
You
she
can
likes
be the winner. I
idea.
just need Maria to come over for a day here in the next couple of weeks.
I will gladly do it.
That's
Maria,
good.
who's the winner? Are you gonna agree with Michael?
Come on.
All right, yeah, I guess Michael. Yes, yes. I
Yes.
have
You
thought
gotta-
about that as a business idea too. By the way, like just like
Look,
but,
somebody's
We will
got to
invest.
stroke
We will
Michael's ego
invest.
every once in a while. He does not get enough. So,
All right. Well, I'm the winner on me, Maria. I got it now.
Yeah.
Gianna.
So this was fun because we don't usually get asked this, and I could not keep a poker face at all during this. And I'm very pleased that both of your guesses were so kind and not like what I did to you, Michael, and say that you would own a biker gang. So, I'm
or
sorry.
you're an undertaker or something like that. Yeah.
I was flabbergasted and laughing at the same
And
time.
flattered, right?
Yeah, totally flattered. Well,
Aren't
if I
you
look more
starting
like what's the actor that did Dune and he just did the
oh
the
yeah,
biker gang one, Austin, whatever. Like if I look like him, I would
Austin
be
Powers?
extremely okay with that.
Okay. Cool.
Not
Well,
Austin Powers, no, not Austin
I
Powers.
don't know actors, so I'm terrible at that. But yeah, Michael, you would be a winner, I think. I think it'd be fun to be a stand-up comedian. I think one of the things I really enjoy is making people laugh. I think it's one of my favorite things in the world, which is why I say the things I say sometimes, and sometimes I get a laugh, and sometimes I get an eye roll, and sometimes I get booted from a live episode of a podcast recording.
We haven't booted you yet. You've done good.
I know you will soon. And Sam, I appreciate the zookeeper comment. I do love animals, and I do have a bee. I do have some bee stuffy stuff back here. I'm a big fan of insects in particular. So it'd be cool to work with like colony insects at a zoo. I think that'd be really neat. But I think I'm going towards stand-up comedian for my life right now. So thank you.
Boom, 2 for 2. I win. I love it. Thank you very much for feeding my ego. Sam hates it.
No, that doesn't bug me at all. So
Who's the stand-up comedian here? It's Sam.
I'm going to go 1 for 1. I have to give him on that one. That one was good.
Half a point to Sam.
Half a point to Sam. This was fun. No, we need to come up with a game like this, Sam. We won't steal this one, but this was a lot of fun. So
you can steal this one if you mention our podcast in every episode.
Every
Give us
episode.
credit.
Yeah. That's our sponsor fee. We have to
perpetuity for life.
Well, seriously, thank y'all for being on here. This is a lot of fun. And Sam is absolutely right. None of this happens. We don't have our livelihood without y'all out there filling that funnel up, getting stuff going. It's really very exciting. Really excited about your conference as well coming up. We're going to have a few of our people there. Thank you for doing it in Austin again. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, so I don't want to go to Philly, but if I have to go there, I will. Everybody knows that. So yeah, no, seriously, thank you for being here. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for everything you do. Any parting thoughts, Gianna, Maria, whoever wants to go first? Let's just go, Gianna, just go with you.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to see all of you at Cyber Marketing Con this year. Like Michael said, it'll be in Austin, Texas, December 7th through 10th, and live streamed anywhere virtually. We're going to have 4 full days of fun. We're going to have wrestling, which is not the whole time. Don't worry, just one night as our group outing. We're going to have content, hands-on workshops all about the business side of cybersecurity, everything from marketing to sales to what founders need to know about go-to-market. We have something for everyone on the business side of cybersecurity, and we can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, and we're still looking for sponsors. So if you're a vendor, if you're a marketing agency, media, MarTech, if you work with marketing teams at cybersecurity companies, you should come and support or just come to the event and get a feel for the community. But we are looking for sponsors. There's definitely still some things left, not a lot. So hop on it, hurry up, and join the hottest event for marketers in cyber.
100%. Sam?
No, this is great. This is a totally off the rail different podcast than we usually do, obviously, but that's good. That's good. And I think it sheds light on something very important that we all miss, right, across the board in our day-to-days. So and for everybody out there, it doesn't matter if you work for a cybersecurity vendor or an oil and gas company or electricity, everybody's got customers. Everybody exists because someone's buying a product or service or something out there. So be kind to your marketers, be kind to your sales folks.
Thank you,
agree,
Sam.
100%. And by the way, it was Austin Butler, not Austin Powers. I couldn't remember.
I was also thinking Stone Cold Steve Austin, but
speak of wrestling, maybe Farnham can go help out with that. So
it's going to be Monday night.
We got to get Phil Wiley there because Phil Wiley has wrestled a bear before. He was a professional wrestler for a while. So.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, we
got
just
to
get Phil Wiley there. Yes.
Yeah, he's just in Dallas. He'll come out. So, all right. Well, again, thank y'all for being here. I'm glad I won the competition. Everybody hear that? I won the competition. And thanks for being on episode 52. And we will see everybody on episode 53 next time. Thanks, y'all.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.